Why I Like Being Me, Willis Flinch Dobbs. I like being me because I'm not just good at one thing, but excel in a wide range of activities. I'm a talented athlete, but I also have a sharp mind. It might seem like I'm frequently distracted and inattentive, but I'm always thinking. My mind is, if anything, not occupied, but preoccupied. I'm sorry, not unoccupied, but preoccupied. I especially enjoy thinking up jokes. As mundane as that might seem, jokes make people laugh and feel good. You could say I have a gift for comedy. And if dodgeball ever becomes an Olympic sport, I'll be going for the gold. Training Trash. His real name was Eddie, but we were all used to calling him Trash. He didn't seem to mind. Trash said he couldn't stop stuff from flying around. Don't try to stop it, I told him. Try to do it. He caught on right away. If he could intentionally use his power, he'd have a chance of controlling it. So that's what he worked on. I was amazed that he'd never figured out the part that he played in smashing and crashing objects, but I guess that's how it was. Long ago, he'd realized that things went flying when he was around, but until now, he'd never been able to accept that he was the cause. As soon as Trash started exercising his power, he began to have fewer unplanned incidents. Everyone kept an eye out for other signs of talents, but we didn't see anything. So, for the moment, there were 5 of them. There were 6 of us, but only 5 were special. They'd started calling themselves the Sci-Five, which rhymes with high five. Anytime they passed each other in the hall, they'd slap hands and high five and mouth the words Sci-Five. The first time I saw them do that, I got this funny feeling in my gut, like when I was 4 years old and I watched the kid next door unwrap a real nice birthday present. I guess they couldn't call themselves the Psychic Six since I didn't count. Sometimes they called me Coach as a sort of joke since I was helping them train. It wasn't like a real nickname, but I liked it. And there were signs of progress. Look, Cheater said one afternoon at the end of history class. He held up his test. He'd gotten an A. You were right, Coach. I made sure to use my own words, and it worked. It really did. Great. I was happy for him. He'd do fine. Though the sad part was that, in a way, it didn't really matter. Once you got dumped at Edgeview, everyone assumed you'd never get better. We were all treated as if we were incurably sick. Good job, Flinch said to Cheater. You know what? It helps understanding what's going on. It's hard work, but I'm getting better control. It was hard work for me as well as for Flinch. I must have thrown about 1,000 punches a day at him. Okay, maybe not that many, but it sure felt like it. After the first day, my shoulder hurt. I didn't nail him in the jaw again, but I came frighteningly close a couple of times. Still, Flinch was learning to handle his reactions. He'd figured out this system where the faster he saw something happening, the longer he knew that he had to wait before reacting. Cheater liked to work with Flinch, too. Despite his protests about stereotyping, he loved to scream hi-ya and throw what I guess was some sort of karate chop. Torchy was making progress, too. Even though he hadn't figured out exactly what made it happen, the very fact that he spent time each day trying to start fires seemed to have cut down on the unintentional flames. I, on the other hand, seemed to get in more trouble than ever. I really tried to keep my mouth shut around my teachers, but I just couldn't help it, especially when someone like Parsons got in my face and gave me a hard time. He really hated me. So did almost all the teachers. And that explains how I was the first in the group to learn the news. Flinch could see into the future, and Cheater could read minds. Lucky could find things, but I found out what was happening the old-fashioned way. I stuck my nose where it didn't belong. All right, here we've got a little staff memo. Memo from Principal Davis to all staff. Subject, clutter. I have recently been dismayed to notice a tendency among staff members to amass a great quantity of clutter. It is important that we keep all files organized and current. As I have mentioned in several previous memos, it is important to keep control of paperwork. I trust I can count on all of you to cooperate on this issue.